What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a little video guide on where to / how to farm Caphras stones if you are below Softcap. I mean, if you are Softcap, this is actually still fairly efficient, but most of the farming for that makes more sense. It's going to be in Kama Sylvia because it does have better drop rates in Kama Sylvia. Anyways, let's start with what are Caphras stones. If you're not familiar with it, although I'm sure you are if you clicked on this guide, they are these little guys that were added into the game recently. You can add these to items that are enhanced to try or higher, and after getting so many Caphras stones enhanced onto them, it will increase the level. So that sounds a little bit confusing, but basically there's 20 levels of enchantment of Caphras stones. 20 is the highest, and at 20 you can get a guaranteed enhancement to the next stage of your gear. So if you have a Tet Zarka, and you get your Caphras stone enchantment level up to 20 by just putting more and more on it, you can then get a guaranteed pen enhancement from there. It's a force enhance that comes up, and yeah, go straight to pen. It takes something like 15,000 to 18,000 or so to get a Tet piece to pen, so that's a ton. You can also see they sell for like 1,000,000 silver, and they obviously pre-order pretty high since these just came out. And getting a tri piece to a Tet piece runs right around 1,500 or so. I've got a chart here we can take a look at real quick here. So credit to this guy for this chart. I'll link to this in the description below so you can check it out here. But he's got a breakdown here. Okay, so 1,700 try there is how many Caphras stones you're going to need in order to do it. And then you can see Tet 11,189 is at 19, so then you have to push a little higher than that to get it over to 20, which is pen 0. Now you can put Caphras stones on pen equipment after that as well, because it does increase the stats of the item as you move up. So for instance, if let's say we have a tri weapon, we got a tri Zarka or something at Caphras level 5, so we put 381 stones into it. What you're going to get from that, that's on gear. Sheet evasion, hidden evasion. Okay. Anyways, it adds accuracy and AP to weapons. This looks like this is gear, but it does add AP per enchant level on it as well. So there is a bonus to doing it as you go up. So that means you can actually get a pen and then a fully enhanced pen on top of. Yeah. Okay. Here's boss stuff. So you can get a pen, there you go, sheet AP, let's say it's at 5, that's 4 AP and 2 accuracy added to your weapon. So you can get a pen that's even better than just a regular pen by using that. So one of the most common ways to get them, there are daily quests, which are listed here. I will also link to this in the description below so you can check it out. There's a bunch of daily quests. Each of these will give you one Caphras stone along with the rewards and some contribution points and some other things. So you can definitely run through these. If you don't have these quests unlocked, they have a chain of quests that you have to do them, but you can see here which dude you get the quest to do it from, and then once you've unlocked the quest chain, you'll see the daily quest that you get every day to get a Caphras stone from it. So if questing's your thing, or you have a few of these in a row, like you could do like Basham, Basilisk, Kadri, Centaurs, all like right in the same area, maybe even the Nagas one, all right in the same area pretty easily, and it doesn't take up too much time. But that's not what I'm going to show you today. What I'm going to show you is a decent way to grind them when your gear is nothing insane. So where we're going to be doing this is, if you've seen my channel before, you know how much I love Kadri Ruins, and guess what? Kadri Ruins just happens to be excellent for farming this area. So first of all, where it's at, if you don't know, here's Altanova, this base right here. Kadri Ruins is right here, so just northeast of Altanova. You can head right up there. So you want, when you're heading there, there's an entryway that if you just click on this, it wants to, when you're down at Altanova, it wants to take this weird path all the way around here, which is actually longer. You can just click right about here, and it's got this little archway on the map you can see that'll give you a direct path just to head that way. So that's definitely the most efficient way to go. I'm going to show you 2 spots you can leave your horses depending on how you want to do the grinding here. This is the most common one. You can see somebody else has got their horse there. We dropped ours right here, so it's safe from mobs in this area. From here. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to run through here. Typically I do clear a few mobs on the way, but I'm for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you the spawn locations of what we're looking for are some elite dudes here. Now with that horse already here, maybe somebody's already taken them, but I'll show you where the spawn locations are, because what you're going to want to do is get to these elites, because they have a guaranteed drop rate of this little item guy called Ancient Spirit Dust. They drop this every single time you kill one. You can combine 5 of these in a black stone to create a Caphras stone. So these stack up very, very quickly if you're farming the elites. Obviously, you can kill. We're going to go through 7 elite spawn locations here. Obviously, you can kill them, and then you can channel change, switch over to a different server real fast, and then once you've done that, run through and kill the next 7 all over again. And you can stack these up pretty quickly. Now, they do have a chance to just drop the Caphras stone by itself, as does every single mob in Kadri Ruins. Everything can drop the Caphras stone. They're super rare to drop. I've seen them drop probably about as often as a Kadri ring does. So it's pretty low. It's a pretty low drop rate. The elites have a little bit better chance to drop them. I have gotten a few dropped off that, but for the most part, we're going to get the Ancient Spirit Dust off those guys. The regular mobs here do also drop Ancient Spirit Dust as well, so that'll stack up overall, and you'll just have a whole mass of them over time. So anyways, let me run through here, and let's check out the first elite. All right, got my pets out. Here we go. So your quest guy, you have to do a little mount if you're going to do the daily quest here, because Kadri does have one. You have to do a little mountain jumping and climb up that way if you're doing that. And the first elite dude spawns. 2 of them are in this circle here, so I don't see either one up, but I'm going to show you right where they pop up. They walk around just a little bit. First one's right here, this area. So you'll see him just kind of hanging out. He's big. He looks kind of like this guy, that armored fighter, but he's even bigger. He has a massive shield as well. Once we run into one, I'll kind of show you his fighting. They're super easy to kill. Super easy to kill, so you don't need soft cap gear for it. You do likely want to have boss gear or something close to the DP of boss gear. I do have boss gear on. So you want to be around there because they do hit a little hard depending on your class. Any glass cannon class is going to have a little bit of trouble taking some damage from them. And he has a stun skill as well. So if you have a bunch of other mobs on you at the time, he can stun you, and the other mobs are going to deal some damage as well. This right here is where the third one is. He walks kind of in and out of this archway. He's not up here either. If we don't see one, I'll server change real quick just so we can check one out. It might be cleared out just because I did see that horse there. There is, and then you're going to have your next one, fourth guy. He shows up right in this spot, right in between these 2 little packs. Sometimes he walks over behind this little mountain thing, so you might not see him right away. But you can always just check your mini-map, because you'll see the elite icon or the violent icon on it, which is much larger than the regular ones. So I'll head down here to where the next 2 spawn, which is right over here. So you have this big circle area. Yeah, I see the one on the left is up. He's right there, and then another one is not up, but it will show up on the equivalent side to the right over there. So let's go ahead and take him out real quick. Now I have boss gear, so he's really not going to do hardly any damage to me, to be honest, so it's not a big deal. What you do typically want to do, I like to e-buff on these things, and it's not because they're difficult to kill or anything like that. The thing is that it's ever since these Caphras stones came out, it is slightly competitive for getting these mobs. So there's a really good chance that if you don't kill this fast, you might run into somebody else that wants to kill him, and they might kill you on the mob, or they might try to kill steal a mob, or something like that. So you want to just go ahead and take him down as quickly as you can, however you can. I prefer an E buff. If you got a Z buff up, you can do that. I mean, if you don't need to and you kill him faster than I do anyhow, then I mean, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I like to do that. So you can see, not too bad. He hardly does any damage. He has that stun skill, but you have to be in range of it. If you're far away from him, you can't use the stun skill. He does have a ranged kind of attack where he slashes his sword into the ground that can hit you as well. But again, if you're in boss gear, you know, probably do a boss gear. It's really not going to hurt you that much. Have a couple potions in case you plan on doing this for a little while, because you can be out here quite a bit, and the damage is going to stack up after a little while. So anyhow, I'll finish this off here. Okay, so Ancient Spirit Dust, you can see we looted that. He can also drop Rosar weapons. You're going to get a ton of these if you can constantly farm them. Looks like we got 2 off him for that. And then he also drops, it'll come up here, Blackstone Armor, and he drops Blackstone Weapon as well. So in about 30 minutes or so, you're really going to stack up those Blackstone weapons and armors. You're going to get a lot of Rosar weapons, especially if you're killing mobs in between here. It's going to add up. You're going to get a whole bunch of stuff for money, and more importantly, you're going to get those dusts so that you can make some more. So last location is right down here. He spawns. You can check your mini-map from here. I can already see that he's not up, but I'm going to show you where he's at. Oh, he is up. Sorry. He is right here. So this is where the last one shows up out of the 7. So we'll take him down real quick here. Take about a minute here. Almost done. Sometimes I forget when I'm recording when I'm doing this, just like killing the dude, and then I just kind of zone out. Farm this for a while. Okay, so we got Ancient Spirit Dust. No Caphras Stone drops there. Also, they have a little bit higher chance to drop Ring of Kadri Guardian. Every mob here can do it as well. And then keep in mind, these can drop already enhanced too, so you can always extract these for black stones and just get a real stockpile of these really quickly. So here's the gear that I'm using. Like I said, it's Tri boss gear. I do have Tet Zarka and Tri Dandy, Tri Kudum. For this, again, not necessary. You do need boss gear, in my opinion. It is a bit class dependent, and you need to keep in mind what classes, you know, struggle a little bit more with taking damage, how you need to fight the elites, and you know, things like that. It's really going to be about whatever's efficient for you and your class and your gear. But like I said, you could totally be, you know, Pride Duo boss gear. You're not going to take too much damage. Just fight them smart. You know, I just went ahead and face tanked that thing for the most part, and it wasn't a big deal. And I'm playing Dark Knight, which is, you know, not great at taking damage in the first place. So yeah, you just run through those. You get 7 elite spawns for them, and then after that, boom, swap over, server change, pick your favorite server, you know, whatever it is, and then hop on over to the next one and run through the next 7. Now, after you do that, of course, you're gonna have a cooldown on your server change, 15 minutes. So you may want to go ahead and just grind. It's still a great place to grind out here. You can see the mob density is pretty heavy, so you can just burn through a bunch of mobs here. You know, you're still gonna get some good money either way. They do drop some nice things, and they also have a trash loot item that sells for 1200 as well, so those will stack up over time. Yeah, then the second thing I want to show you is if you are going to focus maybe a little more on just the grinding side of the regular mobs and not so much the elites, then I would recommend doing that down here, since the mob density is a little better. And if that's the case, you can run your horse through the first area we came through, and if you park him right here and then clear any, you know, mobs that followed you up to here. But if you park him right here, mobs won't touch him at all. So you can keep running back to him, and then you can store those trash items, because they're going to weigh you down a lot when you start hitting a few thousand of these. You can store those on your horse temporarily, so that way you just put them on him, and then when you're ready to leave, swap them back into your inventory so you're overweight, and then you just ride your horse back into town, and you can really stockpile them that way. What I like to do personally, because I like to hunt down the elites, is I'll run through the pathway, check for all the elites, I'll server change, and then run back up the other way, so that when I get back to my horse from there, whatever trash loot items I've accrued in that time frame, which would probably be a lot more by then, because on the way back I'm going to kill, you know, however many mobs I run into while I'm waiting on my server change cooldown, and I'll dump them on my horse once I get all the way back, and then go ahead and make another pathway. Hopefully the server change timer is up. If not, just keep grinding mobs until it is. Swap to another server. Now, because of the spawn window time, I recommend you don't just bounce between 2 servers. Pick 3 or 4 of your favorites, or 3 or 4 that you see are fairly, you know, unpopulated. You don't run into too many other people farming them very much. Pick whichever 3 or 4 of those you like and rotate between them. Set up, you know, whatever it is. Like, if you just like Calpheon, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 through Calpheon, go for it, and just, you know, keep cycling through those 4. But whatever you find that's, you know, hasn't been as busy. Now, this is definitely starting to pick up in popularity. A lot of people are doing this as the Caphras stones start to show up more and more on the marketplace. The price for those is going to decrease for the pre-orders that are coming, but people are definitely really starting to farm Kadri a whole lot more than they used to for this. So keep that in mind. There may be a little bit of competition for it. There are some overall more efficient places to grind it if you have some better gear. If you're at Softcap, then you know, Novern Step you can do out in Kama Sylvia, because the drop rates for the Caphras stones and the dust is actually higher than what it is in this area. But this is a nice little stepping stone, good way to make some money and at least get a nice stockpile of Caphras stones over time for these. And you can also supplement this with the daily quests. Get your daily quests done each time, and then you could run through it while you got some spare time after you get your dailies done, got your Caphras there, and just burn up some elites. Sometimes you can get really lucky and, you know, hit 2 to 4 an hour off the elites. You're going to get a dust every elite you kill, so it's really RNG dependent. I mean, it's going to be really heavy, especially because there's other people farming it, so you can't reliably count on getting, hey, I'm going to get 2 every hour. That's not always going to happen. It really just comes down to, like, is the elite up or is it not? You know, like, we only had 2 elites up that round, which, it being nighttime now, is pretty commonplace with other people keeping an eye on them too. Then you just server change, keep at it, a couple of hours, you'll have a nice little stockpile, and it's arguably a little bit faster than the quest sometimes if you end up getting lucky and hitting a bunch of elites. So anyhow, that's going to be it for this video. Go ahead and like it if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. We do weekly patch note recaps. We do some podcasts sometimes as well, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you have a different method or something that you're farming Caphras stones, I want to hear from you guys. Drop something in the comments and you know, tell me the way you're doing it, or you know, what the difference is when you're at Softcap and farming in Kama Sylvia. How many about are you expecting from there? How dependent is it on what spawns are up? I'd be interested to read the comments and just see what you guys say. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Everybody, thanks for watching it, and I'll see you next time.